Hi, Cancer. Hope you guys are doing great. Get right into your general messages for the end of May. We're going to do relationship and career. I'm going to start with relationship and then go into career. I'm going to timestamp in the description box for career. So if you want to just check that out. Okay. Let's enter this for current messages, see what's going on. For our Cancer friends, we have Libra, we have 8th house, we have Uranus. Okay, belief system, changes in the belief system. All right, so why don't we break these down? So let's talk about Libra first. So it's time to reclaim your personal power, Cancer. Any place you may have been giving it away for free in the name of being nice. Okay, your needs matter. Okay, so that's what we have for the Libra energy. Now, as far as the 8th house goes, the 8th house is like it's other people's resources. It has to do with intimacy. So it's time to really kind of strip off another layer of yourself to really show what's underneath. You might be scared, but this is a call to a deeper level of vulnerability and intimacy, that you're ready to stop playing small here. And as you do this, just remember that underneath the layers of conditioning, where that's exactly where we connect with that the beautiful, unbreakable part of us. Right? It's like that diamond core, and no one can take away that which is essentially yours. I mean, I always say that with this energy, you know. But so some of you may be also dealing with a level of fairness within, you know, having to do with resources between you and your partner, right? Then we have good old Uranus. Uranus is about the future. Uranus is about technology. This energy supports you breaking through the boundaries of some sort of self-imposed limitations and building something brand new from the ground up. Really. As far as your career goes, I can tell you right now, ideas are going to be popping, right? This is a time to throw caution into the wind and just kind of go for something. I do want to say that. I'm getting that for career. We're gonna pull for that after relationship, but Uranus rules the future. Uranus rules technology. It's all about, you know, how have you been doing things? All right, now you have to do things differently. It's time to really look at your patterning in your life in general, having to do with relationships, having to do with career, having to do with, you know, anything like that. Yeah. I'm really getting into touch with what's fair and what makes the best sense for you. Because remember, Libra is, Libra is the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So it also has to do with business partnerships, people very close to that we work with, okay? It also has to do with intimacy. So this could also be some of you being very open to, you know, trying new things with your partner, you know, having to do with your intimate life sexually as well. General messages, so we'll throw all interpretations out there for each one. Okay, guys, so this is for relationship. Now, remember, you don't want to make the messages fed if they don't. The energies can always be reversed. That means it's, if I say something is you and you're saying, no, that would be my partner, it's still your reading. Okay, and when I say past and future, it is whatever that means to you. It's a man-made construct. So for some of you, this Hermit reverse energy may be from last week, last month, last year, whatever it is, right? But this is definitely from the past. We have the Hermit reverse. It's a powerful card. It's a Virgo energy. Powerful card. It's a, you know, this tells me, Cancer, that you took a significant amount of time to yourself. Were you doing a lot of very deep introspective either shadow work, thinking about life, thinking about what it is that you wanted, isolating yourself. And I don't mean like the basic quarantine kind of isolation. Even if you're quarantining with like your entire family, this is you taking that mental space inside of yourself. Right? I always call this the shh, don't tell anybody card, right? Because it really is you trying to figure out you know, your next path. So I do get, for a lot of you, maybe, you know, you were in this place where you were by yourself. Maybe a relationship ended, or if you were in a relationship, you felt very isolated from your partner. There was this element of isolation in your past. But I don't feel like how can I say this? I feel like it was like self-imposed because you wanted it. You needed it. You needed to do this. So right now, you're very focused, right? Having to do with relationship. We have Justice reversed. Now let's read the relationship energies, okay? This is you, specifically you, and this is the person that you're dealing with. So everything else is the general energies of the relationship. So we have this idea of lack of fairness. There's this lack of balance. So, and it's being crossed by the Magician. Okay, so there could be some manipulation going on here that you find to be incredibly unfair. Something having to do with communication. Okay, because Magician is a Mercury energy. So Mercury is about conversation and truth, right? And sitting down and hashing things out and working things out, right? And in that way, the Magician is an alchemical card because it's like sitting down and figuring out whatever needs to be figured out so that, you know, something can be moved past, right? And in the reverse, this can indicate, you know, a lack of communication, manipulation, you know, where there's just unhealthy communication between you and a significant other. And that's crossing this Justice reverse. So when we have the Justice, this is a Libra energy. This rules the 7th house of relationships. And it's also a Venus energy about, yeah, having to do with love and money, but it's also our self-worth, our self-concept, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves in a relationship, Cancer. So, you know, you may be in the space of not really liking the version of yourself that you've been in relationship. For some of you, that's going to resonate. For others of you, you may be in, because you feel like it's not serving your highest cause. For others of you, you may be realizing that you were dealing with a bit of a trickster energy and it was really, really unfair. And a lot of you may be in a space of healing. Okay, so those are the two interpretations I'm getting from that. Now we have the King of Coins energy as the crowning energy. So we have the King of Coins crowning, and we have the Four of Swords in the foundation. So the King of Coins, whenever we have a relationship read, right? Coins are mental, physical, emotional connection. It could also be money. So there may have been some sort of financial connection to do with this individual where, not to say that that was why you were with them, but maybe it was part of the reason why you stuck it out. Like maybe you didn't have money to move out, move away, if you were married, and, you know, if things were really not healthy, right? I mean, if you were dealing with the trickster energy where you're being treated unfairly, maybe you wanted to leave. Definitely see desire in the foundation to move on, but you couldn't because of money or because of some other connection that had to do with this relationship. Yeah. Now, whenever we have like a king, queen, knight, page, those are court cards, right? So whenever we have a court card, it could either be an actual person, an influence, or you. So if this is you as the King of Coins, you know, as the crowning energy, this could be you feeling actually very good about yourself right now, where you're making money despite everything that's going on. This may be, and if you're not making the money, you feel very connected to yourself, which is really great. So that would be if it's you. If it's an external person, this could be somebody who has a lot of money, or has their resources on point, or they're really solid in communication and the ability for, you know, they're very capable of mental, physical, and emotional connection. So this could be a new energy that you met, or, you know, could certainly be that. Now, as an influence, this could be you just generally feeling in your life that things are going on on the right trajectory. You inherently feeling the change in your life, and you knowing that it's ultimately a really good thing. And here you are taking a minute. You're not jumping in any way, you know. You're tired, first of all, right now, Cancer. You're tired. You've been working a lot. You've been thinking a lot. You've been doing you a lot, right? And you're taking a minute here. And this is not jumping on any one path over another, but it is really more of a, I want to say like an incubation period for you, where you're really thinking about the lessons that you've learned in the past and how it is that you're going to take those and sort of, you know, work them into your future. But you are thinking about, okay, I've been through a lot. Now I'm going to be moving forward now. What am I taking with me? Do you know what I mean? That's what it is, right? Because the person in the card is a soldier who comes back from war and is feeling really so grateful for having lived through the war. And he's taking a rest to think about everything that he's been through, and he's figuring out what his truths are that he needs to take forward with him, because he knows he can't stay here. Now, as far as you right now, we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So whenever we have the Wands in reverse, this does indicate delay or a lack of passion, okay? But the Eight of Wands is a Mercury and Sagittarius energy. And so in the reverse, this tells me that there's something that is troubling you of moving forward in this, in whatever relationship is in your energy field. You felt like moving forward in it was not going to speak to your integrity, because the communication was not there. Again, we have another Mercury in reverse energy. So either somebody is manipulative, somebody is a trickster, somebody is not very forthcoming, or the communication is just really not very, very good in this connection. And that matters so much to you guys, right? It does, because that really helps you feel safe. And it's all about safety for you, Cancer, right? Now, this could be you also feeling just not passionate about fully moving forward in something. Maybe your feelings change. Maybe you're just not feeling at the level of gumption that you did at one point. Now, the external energy to you is the Eight of Coins in reverse. So this tells me that maybe somebody that you're dealing with is, having a lot of money problems, or they don't have the money, same money as you, and not that it's a contest in any way, but in a very practical way, where you guys might be in a situation where you each need to pull your resources in order to have a life together, and they just don't have it. They're not able to bring to the table what it is that they really should. Now, that could be one interpretation for some of you, very literally. For others of you, this could be that this person, in a very pragmatic way, is just not capable of the communication, of the intimacy, of that day-to-day connection in a way that really, really speaks to you, right? Because this is a Sun in Virgo energy. So the Sun is about, putting yourself out there, having a lot of initiative in a very practical way, right? So I'm getting that you feel like this person really doesn't have a lot of initiative. They don't really put themselves out there. They're not really concerned about healthy communication. They're not really concerned about making that much money. They're not really concerned about these things. They're worried about other things in life. So really, at the end of the day, this is an energy that may not be for you, and this concerns you, because then we have the Sun reverse. And the sun reverse means like a serious delay in you being able to move forward because of somebody else, because of this other situation. So you just want to make sure that you're not getting yourself into this place, Cancer, where you're knowing that A, B, and C are not healthy in a connection, but you're still holding out hope that that person's going to change. I mean, and I think it's pretty incredible that we did, for the dice, we got Libra, which is all about justice, and that's one of the foundation energies, right? We did get the 8th house. I'm just rolling back. I was like, refer back here to see how it's connecting. Then we got that 8th house, which has to do with other people's resources and the resources that you guys have pulled together. And then we have Uranus. Things need to be handled in a different way. And if they're not going to be handled in a different way, you're not going to be able to be involved in this. So then we have the 6 of Coins in reverse. Exactly this. You're not feeling supported by them. And they may need money from you, or if you need money from them, there is not this reciprocity of support. There's not like equitable distribution, as whether it has to do with finances, communication, whether it has to do with the level of work put into the relationship, whatever it is, there's not equitable distribution. There is this idea that one person is doing more than the other. So, the final outcome here, we have the Princess of Wands. So because it's a princess and a court card, let's read it as all three. So as a person, this could indicate you not moving ahead with a person, you not feeling the sense of motivation, that same desire that maybe you once did to be with them, or they're not feeling it for you, right? It can certainly be vice versa. As an external influence, this could simply indicate significant delay, straight up like delay. But it is important, though, to understand here, however you're going to interpret this. This is a Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. So Scorpio is about something ending, while simultaneously a new beginning being right there, that's going to pull you forward in a way that's going to speak to your integrity. Okay, that's what that means in the upright. But in the reverse, this is telling me that there might be the ending of something where there won't be this rebirthing for you to be able to move forward with that particular individual, but instead find yourself heading in another direction. Okay, remember which cards I was using. Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can't get some more information about that. Cancer friends. Cancer friends. Three of Swords. Card of Pain in reverse. So something coming to light. Something becoming very illuminated. Okay. All right. You know what? I actually think this is positive, guys, because Three of Swords in reverse is way better than in the upright, even though it's the card of pain. Because, I mean, after this is Saturn and Libra after all, and Saturn is about restriction and responsibility and karma and tough, right? It's tough, you know, it is. And Libra is about relationships. Okay, so fine. So something really painful was happening in this connection. Now, the pain could be really obvious to both of you or only obvious to one of you. But whatever it is, there's going to be illumination towards validation here, which is really good. Now, the Three of Swords, people look at it and they get very freaked out because they go straight to third-party situation. It doesn't have to be that. This could just be anything that your partner does that ends up hurting you. That third sword can be issues with money, the decision to not be more proactive in the relationship, anything like that that would end up creating pain. But whatever it is, it's coming out so that there's going to be validation. And then we have the Nine of Cups energy and then the Queen of Wands. So Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. We don't need to labor on that one. Jupiter and Pisces, beautiful. Moving forward with integrity towards what it is that your heart really wants. Really, really nice. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So, you know, as a person, right, this could certainly be your partner offering you a new path, because it's a Pisces and Aries energy, and Aries does indicate like a new way of seeing something, a new perspective that's really going to speak to you. So that could be the person. This could be you just being super open to a new path, or as just an energetic influence, a new path being very, very open to you that's going to become very clear, right? Very, very clear. Now, for some of you, and I always want to say this because we're energetic beings, so you know you have to take it as it comes out. We have this card of pain. The truth comes out. It's up to you whether you want to re-engage with that energy or not. You're an energetic being. Everyone's situation is going to be different. So for those of you who are choosing not to re-engage with this person, you still have the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands right in front of you. This does indicate wish fulfillment and a new path. So what I like about this is no matter how we slice it, some sort of pain could come to light. You guys could have the conversation and then you move forward with each other. But with or without, you are absolutely ending up on a new path, Cancer, where it is your rightful path, because we have the Nine of Cups here. It is that wish fulfillment, right? And it's new because this is an Aries energy. This Wands is an Aries energy. So to me, this is really so positive. I mean, I like this. Yeah, 100%. 100%. If you're deciding to move on, moving away from an unhealthy situation, because there's different happening here. There's no question. There's no question. We have Uranus here. There's no question. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it means it's going to be new and it's going to be very benefic for you. And that is the key. That's what you have to focus on in your moments of maybe not feeling, 100% comfortable or happy with what's going on in the moment. Do you know what I mean? Easier said than done, I know, but to me it looks very positive. Because you end up where you're supposed to be. Can't ask for more than that out of life, right? Can't ask for more than that. All right, let's talk about career. So the dice still apply. So we're still going to have 8th house stuff. So 8th house has to do with inheritance, taxes, debt. Has to do with any sort of passive payout, right? Where investment payout, where you're not going in and putting in the blood, sweat, and tears for it, but any sort of payout, any sort of passive income. This could have to do with your partner's money. Okay, when we have Libra, it's about, all right, justice. So, there might be some sort of case settling up right now having to do with money that you've been dealing with. that's going to create this very huge difference in your life. So there's a big change having to do with that, the 8th house of resources, other people's resources, other resources from somebody else. And again, I am understanding, because it's Libra, that's the justice energy, and justice is about the scales. It does represent the court, does represent, so I do get a very benefic energy from that. So good way to start out. Not specifically directly associated with career, but it is definitely associated with money. I should just call these money and career, right? What do you guys think? I think so. All right. Money and career. 8 of Wands, coming from a space of firm foundation. Love that energy. Recent past. So again, that could have been like in your last career, that could have been up to last week, whatever it is. But 8 of Wands is about wands or will, it's motivation, it's passion, it's lots of quick movement forward. It's like almost like frenetic energy. So some sort of news coming in. Right, because it's Mercury and Sag. So some sort of news coming in that's pushing you forward on this new path. Or that did, okay? That did in the past. So something that you were really excited about. Now, for some of you, it could have been that you were, you started some sort of new career on the internet, or in marketing or advertising, or anything having to do with the internet, communication, print, anything like that, because that's all Mercury. Now, the current situation, that's in the past. And the current situation is we have the Justice reverse and we have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so you're feeling like something is unfair having to do with money right now. Okay, because again, here we have Justice again. I got to tell you, we used a different deck for the relationship read. You know what? It's so bad. Those of you who are readers know what I'm talking about. A lot of times as you're doing a reading, everything comes to you so quick, it falls out of your head as soon as it comes in. But I'm pretty sure we got the Justice as the foundation. Did we get the Justice as the foundation, I think, in the relationship read? Anyway, we're dealing with, maybe we didn't, so, we're dealing with the idea of what's fair, what's not fair, okay? In the reverse, this is definitely an unfair kind of situation, where that is the situation of the moment that's being crossed by money. All right, so you're dealing with some sort of situation that is, you're going to find it to be very unfair, having to do with money. Okay. I mean, and you know, let's go back to this Libra energy. It really is time to reclaim your personal power, guys, as I mentioned before. You know, and Uranus, right? Your ideas are going to be popping now. You need to break through boundaries of self-imposed limitations here. Really get in touch with what's fair. It's not fair. Yeah. So 7 of Pentacles is, it's a beautiful energy, actually. It really is. It's, you know, it's the 4 of the world and the 3 of the Trinity, which in other words, is like heaven meeting on earth to help benefit you, right? It's a Saturn and Taurus energy. You're doing all this hard work. You're going to be very, you put in a lot into something, and you're going to be paid off for it. So I like that that's crossing this Justice reverse, because you will prevail in this situation. 4 of Cups reverse. I mean, this is having to do with a career. This is you with that checklist card saying, you know, okay, let me say a couple of things I'm getting. First of all, for those Cancers of you who are out of work right now, you looking for work and you're saying, well, I can't do that. I'm never doing that. Or I had a job like that once. I will never do that again. Or that's beneath me, or whatever, whatever. And you want to be careful of that thinking. That is the 4 of Cups, where it's like you have this checklist and you will not do certain things within your career because either you first of all, you're feeling very restless and bored right now, but you don't want to do certain things within your career because of past experiences that you had in career. You don't want to work with certain kind of people. You don't want to work in a certain environment, whatever it is. But it's because you still have these scars left from this other work, this other career, this other position that you had that left this very permanent imprint in you. And you're sort of saying that if I get into that, it's going to be just like that. So you want to make sure you don't bite your nose off to spite your face when it comes to that, because there can be some sort of situation that you're being asked to think about. having to do with the career. So, but let's finish going through this. So that's the crowning energy, right? You being very specific on what it is that you don't want to do, you identifying the flaws in the foundation of the career that you've been in, that you are in now, and you knowing that you really just don't want to be in this anymore, all right? And let's say you get in touch with the scars and the hurts and the reasons why. You just saying, all right, you know what? I don't want that in my life anymore. It's not my truth. It's not my truth. And it's very important for you guys to do what resonates with you. Really important. High Priestess reverse. I like this reverse, I always say, because it's a moon. It's moon energy. I like the moon reverse better than in the upright, because that means that you're really going to actively be getting in touch with what it is that you need to know about the situation. The High Priestess is taking a lot of time, being very caught in your own mind, very deep into spirituality, very into your own process, doing you, all of that's great. But a lot of times when we're dealing with things and we're going through things, a lot of times when we're so deeply entrenched in our own mind, what ends up happening is a lot of times we end up getting in our own way. And we end up creating false narratives in our mind. So, you know, and it happens to the best of us. What I like about the High Priestess reverse, because it's a moon energy, that's not going to be happening here. There's going to be a tempering with reality, which I really like. So if something's going to be coming to the surface where you're going to be really front and center, getting in touch with what it is that you know your higher purpose is meant to be. Very spiritual. I do like that. And then we have you right now, Page of Wands. So Page is a core card. All right. So you can be dealing with this overall just general energy of restriction having to do with your career, you know, as far as starting this next leg of your career right now. You know, so that could be as an external influence, but as you might just feel very disimpassioned about what it is that you've been doing. You're just like, I am not feeling it. It is not my truth. I don't feel motivated. I just am not into it anymore, and just not feeling connected to it. Yeah. Now we have the energy that's external to you. So the Emperor reverse. So this can quite literally mean you dealing with an individual in your career who has narcissistic tendencies, who's super self-absorbed, who has no problem being dishonest with you about the reality of a situation having to do with career, who does a lot of deflection, a lot of gaslighting, and it's just not a healthy individual. So this could be an energy that you are dealing with or have dealt with having to do with career. Now, as an influence, as a person, and as an influence, this could just be this general feeling that whatever it is that you've been involved in is just not your truth. That there was a level in your life, there was a point in your life where you honestly believed that that was what you wanted to do. And it made sense for your life at that time. But you're recognizing now very, very clearly that it's just not your truth. It's not where you're supposed to be going. This is an energy that is saying, like, Cancer, you have to rethink your path. The Emperor, after all, it's a Mars energy because it's Aries. Mars rules Aries. Aries is all about that fresh perspective, that new path, that, you know, right? And this energy is saying, what you thought your path was, you need to rethink that. You need to rethink it. And your fear is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, listen to me. 9 of Wands. Your fear is the 9 of Wands, Moon in Sagittarius. You're afraid of even thinking about moving forward. You're afraid to even think about putting all of your energy into something else. You're afraid it's not going to bring you the luck and success that you want. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is about luck and expansion. And then we have the final outcome energy here, 4 of Pentacles. So, you know, listen. 4 of Pentacles is about self-protection. It's also about holding on to your money and just being very smart with everything that you spend right now, which is nothing wrong with that. But this is also about you being in self-protect mode. And that's okay. It's okay. Because I do get that whatever it is that you're in, you're not going to ultimately end up having that firm foundation in whatever it is that you're in right now. So, you know, 4 of Wands is is just that. It's Venus in Aries, right? So you're not going to have that, and the Emperor reverse is in Aries energy. So we have two Aries reverse energies, right? So that, let me just pull some more cards here for you. But yeah, there is this idea that there is not going to be this new path in the way that you've been thinking, okay? The way that you've been thinking. So I feel like you might have something in your mind that you want to bring to fruition, but that's not where you're supposed to be. Lovers, making a decision. The Lover's energy having to do with work. The Lover's energy can be you and a business partner needing to make a decision about, what it is that you want to do. You and some close colleagues, anybody close to you having to do with career. But it could also be you within you, right? Needing to make a decision having to do with your career. Page of Pentacles. Nice. New cycle. A new cycle in your career. So I have for some of you maybe were thinking like, I'm going to do something just 100% different, completely different. Just in every single way different. But I feel like the Page of Pentacles indicates a cycle, a brand new cycle opening up to you. A new position, some sort of new job coming in. Oh. You may be thinking of going back to a job that you were in, but don't do it. It's not your truth. Don't do it. So then you're going to be in a space of the Hangman, which is a Neptune energy. You're going to be in kind of like a little bit of analysis paralysis space because it's Neptune, and Neptune makes everything super foggy, and you're just not going to be really clear. And you're going to be questioning your value system. I like the High Priest reverse because that tells me that you're going to be questioning the way you've been seeing things. Like, all right, what have I been looking for to get out of my career? What have I been in? What have I been doing? And this is you recognize you need to change your mindset, right? You really have to tap into this Uranus energy. You have to allow something different. You can't keep doing what you were doing. And that new path that you had set in your mind that was just like very specific, that I don't see that working for you. Yeah. So definitely have some sort of ending here. Yeah, and you realizing that you don't really have a lot of control over not that you don't have a lot of control over what goes on in your life because it's ridiculous, but a lot of the snafus that you were dealing with as far as trying to get your career up and going, the situations that kept popping up, they were really not your fault. They were just, a lot of it was just ended up being like circumstances and stuff. And that whole line wasn't going to be your wish fulfillment anyway. So we have the Sun in reverse, which means you have to figure out what you need to let go of from this conditioning here. Because the Sun wants to be upright as soon as you let go of whatever it is that you have holding on very fast in your mind to how things are going to be. You got to figure it out. Do the figuring out. We got the Nine of Swords energy, the 3 a.m. anxiety card, a little bit of depression going on there. Yeah, but you're going to figure it out. The Temperance is an alchemical energy. This is figuring out what you need, what a situation needs, and what's necessary for you to move forward. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Love Temperance because it's Sagittarius. And this is about moving forward with integrity, with the blessings of Jupiter. So you're going to have to go through a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of stress, figuring it out, letting go of this false narrative that you have in your mind, and realizing that, you know what, Cancer, honestly, it's about tapping into the true reality of who you are and what you really want for yourself, and following that and not what makes most sense right now. Sometimes it's just about that, and that's what I'm getting for you guys. Yeah. All right, my friends, I hope that was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe and healthy. See you next time. Bye-bye.